order block, or OB. Let's start by saying that there are three main types of OB: regular, absorbed, and breaker block. Important: all information that will be given below should only be used in conjunction with the rest of the tools. If you plan your trades based on a price view, based only on order blocks, you will most likely lose your deposit.
I declare bankruptcy!
You should always combine order blocks with other SmartMoney tools to increase the accuracy of your forecasts. But even then, the market can sometimes surprise you. So, a common OB is the last bull candle before a fall or the last bear candle before a rise. How do you draw it? We draw it from the edge to edge of the last candle. How to use it? In the case of a bull candlestick, we will expect the price to return to the lower boundary of an OB, and from it will continue its downward movement. Accordingly, traders often form deals in the following way. Open a short deal at the lower boundary of an OB, put a stop loss behind the upper boundary of an order block with a small margin, and the level of closing the deal is set based on the use of other tools of analysis. Let's see how it will work on a real chart. We can see how the order block has worked out. In case of a bear candle, we will expect the price to return to the upper boundary of the order block and continue its upward movement from there. Accordingly, the process of forming a deal is exactly the opposite. Traders often open long deal on the upper boundary of an order block, put a stop loss behind its lower boundary with a small margin, and the level of closing the deal is set based on the use of other tools of analysis. Let's see what will happen. Done. Absorbed order block. A situation when the last candle before the fall changed from rising to falling and closed as bear candle, and also when the last candle before the rise changed from falling to rising and closed as bull candle. Many traders make the mistake of considering the previous bull or bear candle as an order block, but in this case they incorrectly define the boundaries of an order block, which can lead to incorrect parameters of entering and exiting the deal. Otherwise, the mechanism of forming trades is similar to a regular order block. How to draw it? We draw it from edge to edge of a last candle. How to use it? In the case of a downward dynamic candlestick, we will expect that the price will return to the lower boundary of the order block, and from it will continue its downward movement. Accordingly, traders often form deals in the following way. Open a short deal at the lower boundary of an order block, put a stop loss behind the upper boundary with a small margin, and the level of closing the deal is set based on the use of other tools of analysis. Let's see what will happen next. Note: how important is the point that the stop loss must be placed necessarily with a margin from the border of an order block, and also how important it was not to confuse whether we have an ordinary order block or absorbed OB, because in the case of an ordinary one, the order block boundary would be lower and the deal would have been closed at stop loss already. In the case of upward dynamics, of course, everything will be in the mirror order. Breaker block is an order block that has been broken by a strong price movement, imbalance. We will discuss imbalance in details in our next video. For now, just keep in mind that imbalance is a sharp price movement up or down when there were no one willing to sell or buy. The order block had no influence on the price at the moment of its breakthrough. Therefore, we start to consider it a breaker block, and we will enter a position from it according to the trend. If the imbalance broke through the order block downwards, we will also open a short trade. If the imbalance broke through the order block upwards, we will open a long trade. If a breaker block appeared, it's unrealistic to expect a return to the previous order block in the short term. But it should be understood that entering a position from a breaker block is usually more risky than from an order block. When you cannot enter a trade on an order block. First, when the trade will contradict the market structure. Trading against the structure is one of the most common mistakes in trading. I will talk more about structure in the following videos. Second, when there is a pool of liquidity in your stop-loss zone behind the order block. What else will help you choose the right order block? For example, the volumes in each order block. We open the volumes and see where the largest volumes are concentrated and use this order block. But this is only one of the tools, and the more tools you use, the more accurate your forecasts will be, and the more likely the market will not play against you. So, we will talk about other tools in the next videos. Stay tuned.